When we think of the Statue of Liberty, we think of New York, of freedom, of America's promise to the world. But what if I told you that this iconic monument wasn't originally meant for the United States at all? In fact, Lady Liberty was recycled from a failed project in Egypt. The story begins with French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi, the man behind the Statue of Liberty. Before he ever dreamed of Liberty Island, Bartholdi had traveled through Egypt and the Middle East. He was fascinated by colossal statues like the Sphinx and ancient monuments along the Nile. So when Egypt's ruler, Ismail Pasha, wanted something spectacular to mark the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869, Bartholdi proposed a massive statue. A woman in robes, wearing a turban, holding a torch high into the sky, not as a symbol of freedom, but as a giant lighthouse guiding ships into the canal. He even gave it a name, Egypt, bringing light to Asia. Bartholdi built models and sketches. The design looked strikingly familiar, almost exactly like the Statue of Liberty we know today. But Ismail Pasha rejected the project. Why? Historians believe Egypt simply couldn't afford such a massive monument. The Suez Canal itself was already swallowing up enormous sums of money, and even worse, it had cost thousands of Egyptian workers their lives through forced labor and brutal working conditions. So the project was shelved. Bartholdi's Egyptian Liberty never saw the light of day. But Bartholdi wasn't about to let his idea die. In 1865, French politician Édouard René de la Bellay suggested that France should gift a monument to the United States, celebrating the young nation's independence and the friendship between the two republics. Bartholdi seized the opportunity. He dusted off his Egyptian design, swapped the turban for a crown of rays, and rebranded the idea. Now it wasn't Egypt enlightening the Orient. It was Liberty enlightening the world. Bartholdi traveled to the United States in 1871 to pitch the idea. He found the perfect spot, Bedloes Island in New York Harbor. Every ship arriving in New York would pass it. Funding was split. France paid for the statue, while America was responsible for the pedestal. Construction began in the mid-1870s, and by 1886 the Statue of Liberty was officially unveiled. It quickly became a symbol of freedom, democracy, and later, of hope for millions of immigrants arriving in the New World. But beneath the copper skin of Lady Liberty lies a forgotten past, one that began not in New York, but on the sands of Egypt. The world's most famous symbol of America was, in fact, a recycled dream from the Middle East. So the next time you look at the Statue of Liberty, remember, her roots stretch across the Atlantic and even further, back to the shores of the Suez Canal.